Okay, who knows what is mindmaps? Okay, and who is using mindmaps? Okay, same people that know what is mindmaps. Okay, before, who is here test engineer? Okay, QA engineer? Same shit. What's difference? Another question. In couple conferences, we have many discussion what are differences and if we have differences between QA and test engineer, automation. Nice. So it was interesting for you. Okay, nice. Okay, and who's looking for a job? Okay, so everyone have job and not we have problem. Okay, nice. So let's talk about mind maps and how we can use it in testing, because it's a great tool and sometimes it's really, really helpful. Not get panic in cases of big feature. I think everyone sometimes got some task and say, wow, I'm going to handle it in sprint. How much time we have sprint is usual? How much it's how many weeks? 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks.
2 days.
2 days, I don't know. Okay, so maybe you work in weeks. You have 2 days, or maybe you can finish the deployment, so you need it yesterday. So yeah, that's exactly cases that sometimes we need work with big amount of data, information. So I want to start from great quote from the book Agile Testing. Who knows what's Agile Testing? Book. It's really, really recommendation from my side. If you work with Scrum, if you work with Agile, if you work with something like Agile, like somebody say, okay, well, guys, we work in Scrum teams and we need to deploy something in 2 weeks or maybe 1 week. So it's exactly a book was wrote, I think, in 1998, something like that. So it's not something new, but most of ideas work today great. So what Lisa Crispin is one of experts of Agile testing said that one of our roles as QA engineer, test engineer, is to be information providers. What do you think about this idea? Is it work for you or not? What is information provider from your side? Let's think about it. When I'm testing something and they say, guys, it doesn't fucking not working at all. I already opened 10 bugs and I don't know if it's work really. What we actually doing from stakeholders management, developers teams, what we did is that we send them a report or just give them some information regarding what feature product, regarding state of feature product, regarding readiness of this product. So all this, what if I try to, drill down and say it's unit of information about a product or about some developer or about new feature. So if you started to say, think about it, we say, okay, QA and testing is actually only one of our tools to understand how a feature or system will work. After that we understand it, we can give some perspective from our side to say, okay, guys, it's work or not work. When we say it, we say give information to stakeholder to give some decision. Like in startup in Israel, you always say when you come the first tester or first engineer and you start test something and you open many bugs and then you come to your management to say, guys, we're not ready for tomorrow because I found 10 bugs and it's work only in a couple of cases. Sometimes we get what answer? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's move it. Why? Because tomorrow we need to run some demo for investors and just to check, give us only case only this was case and this flow is work, we're going to present it this demo. We know that's a flow, and we just what's exactly what we want to present it to our investors. And sometimes, yeah, okay, for my side, it's not ready for production. For management side, let's go, man. We need to push something to marketplace because we just say the deadline for pushing is tomorrow. Never mind, it's work. It's work only in one flow from 10, ready. Let's go. So even if you take this kind of picture, we just give information for our stakeholders to understand what happened with our product, feature or area of responsibility. So it's really interesting. Really interesting idea. And I want to say it's really start to be most important, but we need to get in our minds that we are trying to give really fast, really intensive picture regarding our product. But what we have agile world. I said it's some kind. Why I say it's agile world? Because everyone say we agile. We want to deliver fast. That we have what is actually in the field that the guys from business can change requirements every 5 minutes. And then we say, okay, we start in this week from X, and after a couple of days we have X, version 3 of this X of these requirements. We need to try to understand what expected result for our test cases. So all Agile, it's like, let's remove all our rules regarding development process. We are not waterfall and we won't be Agile. So fuck it rules and let's change these requirements and development process every 5 minutes. So this was say for, again, I'm talking about Israel culture of development. Okay. I don't talk about Israel culture development in Microsoft because guys from America still, from USA still got rules. But if you're talking about most of Israel startups, that's when you hear the word Agile, so that's why they want to use it Agile, because you can't change this and be like Agile. Second thing we got from Agile mindset and the business part is that we have too much information. Because we have changes, we're trying to understand what happened in this cycle. Maybe you have some meetings of product and developer, and they decide something. Or maybe business come from, from a meeting with stakeholders, say, okay, guys, we're going to change the requirements. Requirements was changed, but what? They forgot to update us. Yeah, so okay, so I tested, I found bugs, but oops, requirements was changed, and never, nobody just forgot ping us or update us. So too much information, and I'm talking like something if you're part of one team of Scrum, but we always live in company. It's if you have couple teams of developers that working and changes something, this can be in backend side. If you're in front side and you didn't understand what happened, we open application and it's just not logged in. And you think I get some new version, you start investigation, you download the version from production and try it again. And end of investigation, what happened? Backend did some deploy, forgot to update contract with APIs, and okay, thank you very much. Nothing doesn't work, and it's happened in dev environments. It's all company work. So classic cases, yeah, I know. So too much information. Sometimes need for our work to understand what changes in another side. Sometimes it's in another team. Sometimes in another, I don't know, some team in. It also can be some SDK for third party company. So we always try to understand and get how much more and more information from our stakeholders. Talk about stakeholder for testing. And I think it's the best analogy for tester must to be like CAI or FBI, like try and understand, build some spy networking to understand from each team if they did something. So you go with coffee in the morning to say, "Hi man, what's up? Everything okay?" And something you did some small talk, understand that they did ready for some deploy from some feature that you never heard about. So you say, okay, it's maybe something. Yeah, it's happening in any level of companies, from startup from 20 people, and yeah. So it's too much information. We always work with many information, and like I said, we always, because it's many information, we always work with too much changes. So we always try to manage it, understand what's, if something relevant for us or not. So it's our reality, okay? So just if somebody doesn't know how it looks a development process, it's many people that's trying to get something, some result. That's what the reason I'm trying to do it in some general, because it's looks every process with people looks like somebody say, okay, I want to do it something. Automation. Animation. So we say, okay, I wrote what I want, but let's start and think about how to do it. So another people say, okay, man, I know it's some design, technical design or something special. So I say, okay, I will do it. And we start moving all information from people who going to plan it, design it, develop it, and maybe test it. And after that, we have some, I don't know, maybe delivery manager, or maybe it's customer. But in the end of the day, he must understand what he got. Yeah, so it's documentation, the change, it's everything okay, and this looks like we can manage it, right? So one person did something, we have a couple of persons that changes maybe requirements, because during the development process, we always have some issues with that. We say looking for solution, I don't know. But what's happened in real life, that we start in business. Many version. So many version, we started to change it, blah, blah, blah. So, and we are talking only about one team, and we all this, I don't know, balagan. In Hebrew is great house, yeah. Started, and we try to describe it only for one team. If I put here designers, I don't know, database people from backend, or maybe customer success, that to say, oh, wow, wait, I need to implement we need to configuration, and we have four teams, and all documentation, movement process start to be really version, and etc. Actually, I think we already talk about enough. So it's a challenge to understand if people that sometimes we hear, sometimes we one of them. So to understand what actually happened with our product, and where is actually one focal point for the truth. What are expected results that I need to write in my test? Actually it's never mind if it's automation or manually. We always trying to understand what expected to behave. So when we started to work on it, just for example, these requirements, let's take it 1 minute to understand what's here. It's right. Who will be first to tell me what here I describe it?
To a message and signal, and you need to check that it's decrypted correctly.
Yeah, but in general, what process here we describe?
Message passing, like
it was almost. Yeah, it was. Right. So it's a main flow of WhatsApp messenger to send how happen a flow of WhatsApp. One message is happen encryption, transmission, server handling, so from WhatsApp side, and we have many information here, right? So I said, please find the changes here. It's a version 2. Same, okay.
No, there's two things. First of all, every company that I come, I tell them that I need to be in every meeting. So I know all the checklists.
Okay.
And second of all, you can put this in the ChatGPT and ask.
Nice. It's one.
But
Nice.
I wouldn't know if there is a.
Exactly one of yeah. I have. I think everyone for us here found some kind of tools to work with it. ChatGPT, Google Docs, that you can see history changes and like, or you add permissions in Google chat, Google documents. Like, with you accept, they can do some changes. I don't know. In Wiki, in Confluence today, we actually can see every changes from. But like you said, if you know about it, sometimes you say, come, same text, same requirement, nothing changes. I did here 3 changes. So I don't know. I can't also I don't remember where I did it, but we have here 3 changes. It's really complicated to find and understand what change was. So it's one of our problems that we have also to manage it and to understand it. And after that, we need to share our plans or share our test cases, what we actually need to do for testing or for our all activities or verification activities. So it's one of many challenges that we need to do. It's first of all, it's additional. Before we talking about where we in what environment we live and work, and additional our changes, it's like of lack of time always happen because we talk about sprints and we did some changes. So let's start to testing, and like you see, the current was changed in 20% of all requirements. So you didn't understand how you're going to test it without to again test analysis of requirement and to run some test cycle of life cycle, right? Planning and designing. But so it's always lack of time, always additional challenge or pain. It's a context switch. Sometimes with all challenges we take all about we talking about before, we work always couple tasks. Always okay. Oh, sorry, you can see the the bug. Oh, you can. So we always run between couple projects, and you need to understand how you can switch between one of them. So we're going to talk about how to handle it, or maybe I'm going to share some tools that can help you to be better, little bit better. But before, who I am, Igor Goldshmidt, and actually big boss, like size, not I'm not head of something. I live here in Via. Actually, for now, I'm more in mobile. Couple application of mobile. So mobile, yeah, it's really I feel the pain of mobile testing. Before I was in a company Move It, I started in backend, so I know most of pains from backend testing. So we can talk about it every kind. What I don't know, it's embedded. Maybe it's one of my software that I didn't work on it, but before it's mobile, desktop, IVG, it was like antiviruses. I don't know who is still remember kind of product, probably they're going to always is like some kind of check that you forgot about it, and we go in AVG. We always took some search providers in silent mode that you'll never see it. But okay, never mind. AVG, it was Israel startup part of AVG, so that's what we did it. That's all about me. And yeah, I'm father for 2 girls. That's why I'm really have this t-shirt. So let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about mainnets. Why I so love mainnets, and actually in every team when I come, I started pushing to work with mind maps because I really saw how much it's effective and to get information in and out from our brands, and sometimes from a big amount of information. But let's start with what is in general mind maps. Oops. No. Fucking Canva. It's the first time when I run in this Canva. And before it was always 1 second. What happened with it? Here must be some portrait. 1 second. No.
I made a joke. It's because they didn't take me to
This one. Okay. It must be black and white style, but I don't know why it's what happened. Let's debugging on the fly. Like in every demo, it's happened, right? So it must be whoa graphic but anyway. Okay. I don't know. It's first and last time I think using Canva. I give them chance. So who is Tony Buzan? I don't think that you really hear about this man. Actually, he's coming from education field and talk about how to be, how to prefer and create some technique for better study, for better education. And he mainly talk about visualization. He said, if you want to give to people understand more and more information, we need to always think about visualization. Why? Because it's how our mind is work. So the mind map is so one of the tools is really very pushed in to people. It was mind maps. Mind maps is like tools and techniques. And what it said, mind maps is the most powerful thinking tool of our time, unlocking the potential of the brain. So why? Because everyone from us, when we think about it, we visualize it. Visual. Thank you. Yeah. 1 second. Let's back to presentation. Okay. So let's think about. I want to everyone think about mango. 1 second. Take 1 second. Think about mango. Done. Mango. Not MongoDB. Mango. Okay. Okay. Share with me what you think.
Mango,
When I talk about
mango fruit in the mango store.
Oh, okay. Mango fruit, mango stuff. Juice, mango, something to think about. Okay. So if somebody think about this word mango, somebody visualize his when I ask mango is word. Maybe shop. Okay, mango shop. Okay, so you think you visualize some kind of brand mango, but mango. So exactly that's a point that Tony doesn't always say. When we're talking with people, we always change the pictures in our brain. Not about text and not about, I don't know, some symbols. It's all about visualization, about images in our brain. So he said, so why, when we educated, we're trying to teach people using so many words? And so we started actually to talk about mind maps. And today, it's really easy to find many studies, academical studies, the same changes or performance when you give some new material for students. Just all in this graph, for people to write something, write down, and just get some notes during study of new topic, or they using mind. In a couple of minutes, we're going to talk about it, but it's many studies, and they talk about in percentages about between 15-20% improvement to remind information you got. It's they have couple studies they did is really hard topics or something really new information just students can't know before, and they say one group guys wrote just to use it in general and usual, take notes, I don't know, and another part of students say use mind maps. So it's really effective, and it's in visual, in live. So how it looks like exactly this mind map. 20 have some principles to 20 have some couple principles how to write. Always say we need central idea, we need branches to understand how we're going, and yes, use keywords, not trying to copy paste all text that you work on it. Image symbols always help to guys, and rather think it's like to create a connection between areas or between topics or between keywords. So in general, it's minor. Also one of types of minors looks like it. Okay, so really easy to understand what we wrote here. Really easy to go through on branch and think about additional ideas. Really, like you see, really easy to share and talk about it. We can just take right now and actually from one branch open our brainstorming kickoff with team, with guys or stakeholders, or maybe your team manager if you want to explain him why features that you're going to test is not going to take 1 hour about, and it's still going to be 1 week. It's always happen because he said, "Oh no, it's only one short changes in infra." But when you start to talk about, no, guys, you have checklist. Okay, but it's checklist. But from checklist, you're going to. I will share you a couple examples how we used mind maps in our teams, in my teams, in couple companies. So let's start with what about how looks mind maps. First of all, logic charts. Like you can problem solving, you just working on every branch. It's what's problem and what it's going to. It's like logic chart that you from a logic charts you can every branch it's some topic and you going. It can be endless. And it's like one of types it's mind maps you can use. And so another one, this can be org chart. I think in most company, if you have more than 5 people, you always have some org chart. It's also can be mind map. Really easy to find who is who and who is work with him. And if you have people with a couple team leaders, you have leads and somebody, I don't know, all org charts, you can use it as easily. Mind maps can be timeline. It's really, whereas can be really quiet. Okay, my English start to be more and more Russian and Hebrew. Okay, timeline. It can looks like release management, something you need phases describe. If you want to describe the development process, Agile process is also good. A timeline to build what you did, what you plan to work in each phases. So it's also minor. And how we can use it in mind maps in testing. But before, any questions regarding mind maps in general, because it was just part about mind maps. Okay. Let's see where we can use mind maps in testing. What do you think? It's like main phases. I know we can add more phases, but it's main phases of mind map testing, or mind maps testing. In lifecycle testing, it's test analysis, test planning, test design execution, test reporting can be here. What I forgot?
Area
Huh?
can map the general areas of testing, such as performance, security, and everything else. And
Test analysis and test planning. It's including must include it be in test analysis and test planning. And after that, you can actually it's test execute. But actually, we can use MindMap in all of them. Okay. Notes just put down in before. I know maybe a couple of guys that use it actually for all life cycle, but it's really couple guys in Israel. But I know many guys who use it for analysis and planning, and sometimes for designing. Always, just when they started to work with it, test planning worked wow. But yeah, let's start how it looks. We say, okay, guys, and we have some feature. In feature, we describe is date for feature sprints. Who know what is it? Jira. Do you know somebody who using not Jira? Monday. No? This Jira Monday. It's almost happened. I don't know. Maybe something with GitLab. So GitHub sites hear about something. Tool.
One startup with Notion.
No,
Very good.
Yeah, I tried, but startups. Great description. But maybe, in a couple of years it will be going to be like Monday. It was before 5 years, it just was startup with many dashboards and tables. But today it's actually one of great companies in Israel. Okay, so here it's describing real description of data feature sprints. It's a feature of Jira. So one of them we have this description, another hand we have this description. It's the same, just in keywords. So I don't want to just try to read it again. Like I wrote it a couple times, but I still don't remember what. But if I'm going to MindMap, just some file for sharing, I want to save my knowledge, I can put here and say, okay, about what it, about create sprint and sprint report. Okay, what happened in create sprint? It's happened data sprint. It's some kind of field, I think about it. It can be empty, it can be add, past, now, future, and etc. Okay, so I explained for everyone right now. It's for 1 minute about what a feature in highlights. Okay. Yeah.
We now know Jira. We can test Jira.
Great. Yeah, you can taste one of feature of Jira. I don't know. It's still happen because it was a screenshot from one. I did it a couple years ago, but okay, never mind. But yeah, so here we can understand about what was feature, and of course I wrote some notes regarding how we're going to test it, because I said, okay, date for sprint, maybe it was the past, and right now here wrote it's negative, just for you can create new sprint with past data. So when I'm looking on it and I say, okay, it was part of my test analysis, I just wrote some notes to describe about what feature, maybe some notes about how to test the feature, or maybe some important areas. So everything you can do it with MindMap, and it's always what happened. You got many text, but when you start and wrote it in MindMap, you just look like really simple, improves memory and retention of your information, and engage in form of learning. And what's most important, it makes complex issue easier to understand. Because when you guide it, but we always know the ideas can be couple pages with diagrams, but when you start to divide it on small pieces and roll it here, you start to say, wait, it's not so complicated. We have 5 new functionalities, maybe it's changes here. So it start to be a little bit easier to understand. Okay, this is part of test analysis. Okay. When we're done with test analysis, we want to plan our activities, right? I'm not talking about change test plan, STP. So if somebody needs in his organization still STP by documents by standard ISO 999, whatever, so it's not going to change it. But this is going to help you to understand what actually you need to do for testing. You plan your activities. Okay, so you can write here, like, for example, I say, okay, if I'm going to test Jira 008, days of future sprints, my test planning, I actually started to think about, okay, what are going to be? I can describe, I have a couple techniques how to plan Alex with with mind maps, but you say, okay, it will be progression, it will be regression, it will be post-production maybe. You say, okay, what I'm going to do in progression? I say, okay, it's component integration, blah, blah, blah. It's same for everyone. But from here, I can start to say, okay, if it's component testing, what I need to do? I have functionality in this feature. I have sprint dialog. I have sprint report. Okay, what about GUI? Are you going to think testing something or not? What about integration? If I need to test something else regarding this small feature, maybe I think about database integration. Maybe it's going to be some integration with internal features like dashboard in Jira. What I'm going to be? I'm going to be run some end-to-end testing or not? So all these things, when this one of the great, I think, feature of mind maps that you have many thoughts about how to test it, but you can focus and concentrate on only one branch. So you say, okay, first of all, I think about all this stuff, but after that, I'm going to focus only on components. What going to there? So I don't need to remember of everything that I think about before, and you go on. So you can come to sprint dialog, don't remember all the stuff that you already prepared, you can focus it only on sprint dialog and think about everything, your ideas. So it's this method that how you can prepare a test planning. So it's great for work, for productivity, but it's great for collaboration. Well, like I said, if you want to explain core to your colleagues from team, maybe somebody came to work with you, some additional fringe from your team that you're going to work with together, or you need to represent what you plan to work with all your team, like test manager, team leader, I don't know, maybe some higher level management want to understand what we're going to do in each phase. So during mind map, it's really easy to explain. Without, because what we're doing in most of our cases, when they ask us, please share what we're going to test, what will we bring them in meetings? Checklist. Or like Google Sheet. Or like all testing team, test management system, like title. And if you can see, or if you using Zoom or something that you can look on people and just run some statistic when these people started to think about something else or started working on some, and you say, okay, did it for you, but you see that people after 5 minutes for checklist, that's okay, continue. Yeah, interesting, really interesting. Yeah, great work, Igor. Okay, so we're done. Okay. So what we're going to test in end-to-end, but I actually talked about it before. Or you're going to say, okay, guys, and component test, that's why. And in this block, what I'm going to test. And that's why I need to team from guys from the database, because we have in database will be some kind of what context or content to test it. So when people looking on it, we just talk about visualization and about image, so always better to explain with some kind of mapping or flow charts. So yeah, it's really great tool for collaboration and share. Regarding test design, who may remember what is test design and what difference between test design and test writing?
Does design you decide what goes in, what goes out?
One of topics that we do. So what difference between test design and test writing? No, come on, guys. Not me only want to talk here. So test design and test writing. Don't look at it, just in general question from ICQB. No, I don't really remember what they wrote in the ICQB. No?
Design is giving the output, and test writing is giving all the steps.
Okay, test design is more high and how, and test design will actually give you more answer for question how we going to test it. And test writing is actually steps how we going to test it. So in design, you want to talk about and think about how you design your solution for testing. And test cases after test design, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to write this, you're going to test writing and writing expected, actual result, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Everyone wrote some, we have couple styles to write. But so when we're back to test design, and I want to answer here and explain to guys how I'm going to test it. Not what I'm going to test. In test plan, we answer the question what we're going to do. Here we're going to answer to how we do it. And here we start thinking about actually test cases, maybe combination of test decision and all techniques that we know, negative, positive, 1, 0, CRUD, create, read, update, and delete, etc., etc. So that's why if we take our Jira feature, when we come to some, Spring Dialog, this all permutations that we have, we say, we'll have Spring Dialog, and Spring Dialog can be couple permutation. Wow. Permutation, yeah. It's one, it's new, exist, and collaboration. In the exist, what we're going to do it? All scenario. And from this scenario, we can think about additional scenarios. Or if it's started, so we say, it can be empty, it can be past, today, future, all combinations that can be want to think about it. So we started designing it and think all about how to go to test it. And one of solution or what can MindMap to give us sometimes understands it's maybe a couple of our areas that or features or scenarios that we want to run can be run in the same set of tests. Like you said, so wait, I can go to, I don't know, just for example, in this branch, I did most of all these permutations. So I'm going to write my test from this branch and maybe this permutation. So you start and think it's one phase before you actually started wrote tests. Why we want additional reason why we want to do it? Because we Agile, because we have many changes, right? So I want to prepare this one and say, let's wait until one day before development plus a requirement will be ready. Or we know they still have many open issues, so we can describe here most of things that we know it's already was decision. And additional thing we can after that or change. It will be really, really small price for it. Just going to branches, delete or change it. Or we have another option that we work most of all. We wrote all tests, we wrote all test steps, and then they change something. And you say, go into all your list of all your test cases and start to think about, where it was covered by this function. Let's see. This test. Let's open it. We have 20 steps. What steps actually I need to change? And you find yourself half day, you just go into any points of your test cases and great test plan was approved 2 days ago. But you go into and change it. So it's really great work. Like, I think for automations, like going to change many places, your expected result in code. And sometimes you don't remember what was changed, but they change the requirements. So that's why I say, okay, guys, let's put one phase before. From mind maps, really easy, write test cases, because it's every branch. If you don't want work too hard, you can just take one branch, this test case. You group in how you want, and it's really going to fast and furious. So it's flexibility, give you flexibility, instruction, information, so you can work on it. Great, and it will be just from test design to test writing. I don't know. It's really fast, and no need more maintenance. But one note, I put here some table just to remind that mind map is not silver bullet. If you need to use some testing coverage for many permutation and you're going to use table, so don't try move all table to mind map. Mind map is good for flows, maybe for branches, but if you need to many configuration with many, I don't know, the permutation browser or version, and you need run same test in couple, you can try fix it or work with mind map, but I say it's not silver bullet. Try to understand what's going on better. You can always put some like kind of table here with link, just to know if you want to give a big picture regarding what they're going to do. But I always say sometimes just simple table in Excel, great solution for our understand what we're doing and what we need to test. Okay, so test design. What about test execution? So test execution, what I can say, we can use it. I know a couple guys in Israel that use it. I less love it. Why? It's really for reusable, and if I need to work on some reporting, I can't. Sometimes I can't just give screenshot and give to my management. So it's a little bit strange. But what if I have a meeting before and I want to share with them what are our progress and what we covered and not we covered? So it's really a good solution. But I think still test execution we need to run its test manager system. But if your test execution, it's one-time project, like something, it's happened only one in all life of company. So yeah, you can use it. Don't need test manager system. Don't need write so many features, and anyway you get all great feature that Mind can give you, like flexibility and all kind of stuff, great for visualization and understand what really work, and also it's really agile. So if you started work and you see couple part of branches not relevant, you can remove it. It's 1 second and continue to work on it. Okay. So test execution you can. I don't know if it's always work. Okay. Let's give you some. We have time, right? Oh, not anyway. I need time to finish it. So don't go. You have okay. It's a really interesting part. Yeah.
I think you can use mind maps to find relationships between business logic because it tends to be tricky to death.
Okay, mind maps. You can find many features during your using mind map. It's one of features that example real feature. And what's special in this mind map? Actually, you see, it was one of big feature for our team. But it's who did it? It's junior after 1 month it's company. Why? It's just 1 week. I just explained how to use mind maps, starting from small features, and after that she feel good with big feature because he started to describe it. He divided for small pieces of the system. She go into product, ask everything what she didn't know. with same mind map. You go into develop teams. They explain how it's work every part, and after that, it's real example. I had one work with one startup. We have money only for juniors, so I found myself with team from juniors, but after that we started to use mind maps. It's really going to work great, and it's really tools like against panics. It is a big feature. What another thing that you can use is for automation, right? If you want to just understand or share your progress with project, or you still want to start, first of all, describe your coverage. And then you say, okay, this main coverage of testing, you want to start to automate it. So you can start to say, okay, it's right, it's not. So it's some mind maps that I work in one company, and we need to just give some sharing to our management what we did after a couple months in automation API testing. So when I say you can, work with them during every topic and say, okay, what we did partially, why it is still not added, etc., etc. So this is a great tool to plan where you work, brainstorm, kickoff, or you just sharing your progress with work. It's work really, really great. And in APIs, it's great because sometimes you can just empty file, put it here and just import it empty file here, and work and present it like. So today it's I'm using Xmine. So he support import from MD files. You can take your old project. No, you can't. But in idea, you can take all your project, put in ChatGPT, say describe me all my API endpoints. From API points, describe it in MD file, and after in structure is couple of rules. And give you the file, you put it in the Xmind. Here we go. You have mind map with one topics, one tricks and tips you can use. Okay, what mistake I'm doing and not me. First of all, you try to understand that mind maps is some high level sharing tool. Don't try to find every details you need, or you're trying to copy paste all of your document into mind maps. No, it's keynotes, logics, charts, high level. Don't lost in the details. Okay, this is really important. Sometimes that's what's happening. Obsession with silence for me. Sometimes you start to work in mind map and you found that yourself after 1 hour, I just still change fonts or just style of mind map. So yeah, it's happened. So try it. And perfectionism, same lasting details. Just share, start work with it. If you feel it's something not perfect, anyway, go to work with your team, share it, and all details you can change it. And actually, it's never continuous improvement and in studying with methods also work. Or no combination with other diagrams. It's partially yes or no. So what I mean, if you need diagram and you engineer automation or you're trying to build some flow chart or diagram for technical something issue, don't go and try to figure out with mind maps. We can try to use it, but always is connected to a silver bullet. Don't use each tool for her purpose. Okay. Another things, no repetitive creation. It's something that new guys who started work with MindMap forgot about it about months and trying to back. It's like actually trying to learn automation here. It's always like every tools. If you start learning but not using every day and don't practice every day, after 1 month, you like starting from beginning. Here, same same method, same techniques. You always try to do it, start to work. You also, my labs are, okay, my level is different, but I'm using mind maps for planning my personal project, like move to a new wow, apartment, yeah, apartment, like new apartment or trip with my wife. It's always work. You can sit with. Also, if you have here children, it's amazing tool. You can start working them on some goals for team for children. You can put some icons. Anyway, so yeah, try to repetitive creation. So and low group mind mechanisms. Mind maps great work with other people. You can't try work only for with you or somebody. Some people like me, yeah, it's always good, but a main purpose of visualization, information, and work, it's work with other people. Work in group, sharing, brainstorming. So there you feel all great features and of mind maps, and that's all. Whew. Tools map top tools that I'm using. Xmind. You can find also MindMaster, Xmind. They have free license. It's not free, but you log in and say you must buy a license, and license free license never stop. So, but it's they close some features, just like premium, exactly premium system. But most of feature and using to start it, it's great tool. And most of imports you can still try in MD file. So MindMaster, it's like more one of tools of all MindMaster's com. It's like they have to-do lists. I think it's many MindMasters tools. So it's one of them. They have also mind maps. And that's all, guys. So questions, something? No? So very and I can finish one and yeah, use your mind map.
Thank you.
Welcome.